They're fickle.
Yo, what's poppin', all my peeps? It is I, your host with the most, Renaissance man, who always thinks he can, and your champion of the peeps, Patty Pitts, back once again in the Yard of Streams for another edition of Pitts and Sara's Wrestling Show, where we take no nights off. It's not just me, Patty P, here in the Yard of Streams. I enjoyed, as always, by the best of the West. You can't forget about Sara Marshall. What's popping, girl?
Hey, yo.
Sorry, it was a mid-yawn. Bad timing. Apologies.
Oh!
Hello!
Oh! What's going on?
It's going.
In the land where it's hot and dry.
Yeah.
How hot and dry is it?
It's not like terrible. It's 104 right now.
Okay.
So the 10-day forecast, the highest is 105, which is actually really not bad considering we're nearing the end of July. And a couple weeks ago it was like 118. So
yeah, that's big. No, that's really big.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean it won't reach that peak again.
Oh no, that's not what the weather does. The weather is ever changing.
Yeah.
I will say that when I was out in Scottsdale for the bachelor party, we played golf 2 days, and yeah, sunburns. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to go into that topic because that's a whole other topic itself. But the sweating while golfing.
Oh yeah.
No, there wasn't any, Sarah.
Well, you know why?
Weird.
Well, it's because it's hot,
it's dry,
but it's not humid. The humidity is what like immediate. But the thing is like that is something that sucks at the same time because you're hot, and even though sweating is gross, it still cools you down. So you know that's the there's obviously pluses and minuses when it comes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, because asking me, I sweat all the time. There is no like, oh, I wasn't sweaty, bitch. Yeah, you were. So it's
my name is Pitts, okay?
Sorry,
like,
I was talking to myself. I was calling
myself.
No.
Oh. But I'm saying, like, my name is Pitts, all right? We sweat. Like, that's just what we do.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Sorry. Okay. Someone's trying to make an appearance on the show. They're trying to steal
hold on. Get to some questions from the peeps. I gotta go solve a problem right now.
Okay.
Yeah, my solar cover is in the pool, so.
Oh, all right.
So let's go do that. Let's hear from the peeps. Sara.
Okay.
Entertain the peeps, please, while I go do this.
Okay. So Sophia will have to wait to get to your question because Pat is not here right now. But yes, alien technology today has been a crazy day. It's always a crazy week. I think when we're talking about like celebrity deaths, there is a pattern that is kind of creepy how it happens in threes, and unfortunately that is still the case this week. I think there was another person that passed away, but I don't know if they haven't obviously become as big of a deal, I guess, as Hulk Hogan. But we'll definitely be talking about Hulk Hogan today, and I think there's a lot to talk about. Specifically, I mean, other than obviously his accolades, his impact on professional wrestling, and why he deserves that to be acknowledged. I think it's such a weird time when somebody passes away and you don't know how to discuss it, because Hulk Hogan was a controversial figure in wrestling, outside of wrestling, even I would say even a little bit more controversial in the last few years, and that obviously sparks a lot of reaction from people. And so I think there was a lot of trying to like tread lightly in how you share like what you're feeling. Obviously there are people out there who are just completely, you know, dancing on this man's grave, and you know, I don't particularly love that, but People are going to react how they want to react, whether it's legitimate, whether it's just for clicks and likes and traction online, whatever. But there's also the people who have a hard time separating who he seemed to be as a person and the things that he believed in, and the thing, a lot of that not being something that you agree with, and acknowledging the impact that he had on professional wrestling. There's a lot of people who can't do that because they can't separate him from what he did as a person, as Terry Bollea. And I think that's kind of sad. But because I think that there is a conversation that can be had that does acknowledge what he did for the sport of professional wrestling, and that is not saying you are okay with, the racist things that he has done and or been accused of. But we lived in a society now where I don't know, it's difficult to do that. So, which is, it's understandable and not understandable at the same time. So it's going to be an interesting few days because it is Thursday. Tomorrow is SmackDown. It's inevitable that they will acknowledge his passing on SmackDown and probably even on Raw. And people aren't going to be happy with it. People are going to either be pissed that it was acknowledged at all. People are going to be mad and say that they didn't do enough to acknowledge him. So it's just a hot mess right now. Which, I feel like that's just the world that we live in right now. And when it comes to the IWC, I think everything is just like magnified. So it's not great. David says, "What's up? Hello." And Big Jim says, "Now people say nice things after he passed." Yeah, I think that's what I was just kind of talking about. Like, I feel like there is a way that you can talk about his contributions to professional wrestling, because I feel like he's on Mount Rushmore, not necessarily because he was like the greatest wrestler of all time, but his impact on professional wrestling, his impact on pop culture, just everything that he did for professional wrestling is the reason why wrestling is the way that it is today. And I think there is a way that you can discuss that in a positive way without just glossing over, the controversies that he's been involved in.
Jesus.
So yeah, I think people just have a hard time, as I said, separating the two or whatever. And yeah, I'm not gonna mention Big Jim's other comment.
Redacted.
There is a huge difference obviously between the two. I think there are people who are acting as if it is the same situation, and I think that's why it's kind of weird. But yeah, we'll talk about Hogan, but
we'll talk about
I just talked about it while you were gone, but
Sarah, whatever you got to do to keep the show going. That was absolute nonsense I had to go deal with. Okay. Solar cover was in the pool.
I was waiting for you to say that like dad clogged the toilet or something. That's what I was.
I wish it was like well, no, actually I don't wish it was a clogged.
I was gonna say you'd rather wish that.
I would legit. I would much rather deal with whatever I just dealt with than a clogged toilet, because I don't like those. Don't like those.
Oh, Sophia just had a question. I mean, you can answer it if you want. It's about the Patriots.
Pat, when you go to Patriots training camp, do you ever autographs? I did not. No, I didn't.
If you go this year and Vrabel is signing and you don't give it to me, I'm gonna be mad.
That's very rude. That would be very rude of me.
Vrabel was out there signing autographs after practice today for 30 minutes.
That's my head coach right there.
That's the love of my life right there.
Damn right. Damn right. What's up, David? And what's up to Big Jim and all the other peeps that I did not get to say hello to while I was dealing with my solar cover for the pool, being in said pool. I literally don't know how it happened, but that's why they call me the captain of all things. Nonsensical Sara. It's just nonsense shit happens. Who do you call? Patty Pitts. All right, well, I want to do this, so let's do this now.
Don't be a lemon, be a rosebud.
That's right, Sara. It is time for our lemons and rosebuds of the week. Rosebuds being our favorite thing lemons being our least favorite thing of the week. Sarah, I am a gentleman and a scholar, so you, ladies first, get to go and tell me your favorite thing this week.
So I would say that this could be both, and it could be the best and the worst thing for me, but I would say the good maybe outweighs the bad. And that is the current reporting is claiming that there are no plans for The Rock to be involved with WWE anytime soon or at all this year. Like they don't have anything for him. And so that excites me because I really think that some of the biggest issues that WWE has had, especially over the last 2 years, all tracks back to that bald fraud. So I do not want him around ever again, if possible.
If possible.
Or, I guess if he's going to be involved in anything, I would like it to not be he has a say in anything that is happening. It's like if he shows up and they're like, or he wants to be around, they can be like, all right, we're going to have you do this, whatever. But like, he's not going to come in and dictate shit. That's the thing. You're not coming around and saying what you're going to do, what you want to happen. No, we don't care about your title with TKO. You've messed up so many things in the past 2 WrestleManias. We don't want you around. So that's the thing that I'm excited about, right? Because I'm like, this means that they don't have plans for him to do anything else. They don't, there's no ideas for him to get involved in anything moving forward. But the reason why I would also say it's somewhat of a lemon, but it's not my lemon of the week, but is because like he was a part of one of the biggest heel turns that we have seen in years. And now he's not going to be around. What the fuck?
That makes no sense, dude.
That's the part that it's like, okay, it's a sigh of relief to know, okay, well, we're not going to have to see Dwayne again anytime soon. He's not going to be involved in whatever. But at the same time, it's also like, oh, cool. So when you said, oh, yeah, I was a part of this whole planning for Cena to turn heel, but I don't think I'm needed now and blah, blah, blah. Like, that was legit. Like, are you serious? If these are the types of plans that you have, because then we could just go back to last year where he thought he could just come in after the Rumble and take a match away from Cody and thought that that was just going to be completely fine. And then a year later, you're coming in and wanting to be a part of John Cena's heel turn. And then after that, you're just like, peace. What are we doing? What is wrong with you? So, yeah, that's just wild to think about. But yeah, it's crazy.
I'm all right with The Rock. I'm gonna side with you a little bit here. I'm okay that he's not involving himself in things right now. I'm not overly thrilled about it, but with how good the product has been and how entertaining it has been, I don't really care to see The Rock at SummerSlam. I would much rather see other people get the spotlight or them do something different, along those lines. So
I feel like the opportunity for him to face Roman Reigns, because that's something that people are still bringing up and being like, oh, I want to see that. That's a dream match, whatever. It's like they had the opportunity to do that. And instead, they chose to have Cody win the Rumble, which I still think was the right thing because I think it should have been Cody versus Roman, and Cody should have been the one to dethrone him. But even then, after Mania, they very easily could have had Rock versus Roman, or they could have done, Rock versus Roman on night 1 or whatever, you know what I mean? To have that match still happen and then Cody still be the one to win champion on night 2. Like they could have done that, but now we're so far removed. He has screwed so many things up. Like I really want people to just move on from that happening, because the way that he's tried to go about involving himself in certain situations over the past 2 years, I don't think him trying to weasel his way back in to have a match with Roman will be any better. Like, and I just don't care. at this point. Like, I honestly don't care. I don't know how anyone could care. But
I would only care if it was
ever see it, but I'm saying, like, based off of what we've seen from him and his just, like, last, like, he just does not give a single fuck about, like, what is going on or how he's negatively impacting things. I don't have any desire to see him come back and try to, like, start something with Roman. I just don't care because I don't want him around.
That's where we differ. I would like to see him come back and do something with Roman if he's going to come back and do something. Like, if you're going to come back and do something, at least let's give the fans what they want with the dream match of Roman.
He would have to be a heel in that situation too, because I think he's gonna
I think he would be. He would be anyways. They would find a way to make he can be a heel very easily. My rosebud of the week, I really don't have anything too out, that really is getting me all hot and excited.
Mm-hmm.
I will give flowers to NXT with my rosebud this week and how they are handling the Blake Monroe Jordan Grace feud right now. So anyone who is not in the know, Blake Monroe made her NXT TV debut in Houston last night.
I really liked how they changed her entrance with like the vanity and whatever.
Oh, it's awesome.
It's like
so good, right? With it's like, that's presentation. Okay. And that is how you present, or that's how you highlight your major signings, whatever. I can go into tangent, but what I really liked was the utilization of social media within her match, how they kicked out banned Jordan Grace from the arena.
And then she used that to be like, I know she's still here because she posted a video.
Yeah, because of the video. So she posted a video of her sneaking back into the arena in one of those laundry bins, whatever. And then obviously Jordan Grace gets her hands on her after the match. And yeah, I mean, we knew this. Like, it was the whole thing. Like, her sneaking in, then Blake Monroe even recognizing it on social media. Like, yeah, did you not see the video? Like, that's like a little thing that just like what I've been saying is, there's not enough time on television to show off everything. So social media is the way that you highlight it and give them like a behind the scenes look without it really being behind the scenes look. I just thought the whole thing was produced and executed very well. So I will highlight that as my rosebud this week. Because here's my lemon. I'll just make it short and sweet with my lemon. Not got to listen to any of the interviews. Like, that's just, I've been so swamped, as you can kind of tell from the energy I'm bringing. We're a little drained, all right, but we're still here because that's what champions do. I've not got to listen to any of the interviews this week. I saw that Devon Dudley is on after Bubba or Bully, whatever we're calling him in TNA.
Bully in TNA.
It's Bully. Yeah, it was. That was the Bully Ray entrance. That is right. When
I know,
Bully
but he's
Ray
like he's doing double duty. So he's Bully and Bubba. I'm like, what are you?
It's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
In front of our faces.
It's
seriously
crazy.
After he announced that it's going to be the Hardys versus Dudleys one last time, I would really like to listen to Devon's progress that he's made, having it be his actual retirement match. And then they had someone else on today, and I literally have not even had the time to, because of the full-time job. CVV.
Montez Ford is next, I think.
Like, that's what I mean. Like, I think Montez Ford was today, or he's definitely next
the
week.
next one, I think.
Hold on, I'll just look it up right now. I don't know why I just got that text. Sorry, just work has just been so fucking crazy this week. Sorry. Let me just find this first, and then it's Sonya Deville. Thank you. I knew it was a woman. I couldn't think of it. I knew it was a woman.
I hadn't seen that, so.
And I would like to hear, what Sonya Deville is up to now, or Daria, I think is her
yes, yeah,
government name. I'd like to see what she's up to now post WWE. I did see the headline that she is done wrestling for now. What does that entail?
Yeah. Well, she has a
I'm
different
always
background too. She has a fighting background. So
exactly like,
maybe
does
she
that
goes and
mean
does that or yeah.
exactly? So like, I really like that, and I didn't get to listen to the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy yet. So yeah, those are my 11s. I just didn't get to listen to anything. So Sarah, what's yours?
So you already talked about Blake Monroe, but she's involved in my lemon simply because the IWC, we're talking about the IWC. I hate that people are jumping on the Blake Monroe bandwagon, which is totally fine. She's new to a lot of people who watch WWE. But I don't like that that they are already pinning her against Tiffany Stratton. And people are saying Tiffany's days are numbered. Blake is a bigger star. The second she's brought up to the main roster, like no one's going to remember Tiffy time, blah, blah, blah. And, I understand that they're very similar because they're both blonde and they're tan and they're pretty and they're girly and their gear is like, girly. They've got like this Barbie aesthetic, whatever you want to say, right? But like that doesn't mean that you have to they don't have to battle it out. That doesn't mean that there can't be two of them. It doesn't mean that you can't like both of them. So I don't know. I just don't like that because I feel like the women's division has come far enough that we shouldn't be doing this kind of thing. It's totally fine. There's space for both of them because they are different, like Tiffany is a product of the PC. Mariah, well, we're talking about Mariah, has been in AEW. She was in Japan. Like she went to wrestling school. Like she's done a lot of other things. She grew up a wrestling fan. That's not the case with Tiffany. Like they're from totally different backgrounds. But because they're both blonde and tan and pretty and girly and Barbie, it's like we have to automatically have them go head to head. And for some reason we have to pretend like there isn't room for both of them in WWE. I don't like that.
I'd agree there. I want to see, but here's the thing. I want to see them tag together type of thing. You know what I mean?
I think
I want to see that first before, or be allies. Maybe not like a tag team.
They can also be on opposite shows. So that's the thing is like, it's totally fine for them to be on opposite shows and then they can figure out a way that maybe they can interact. But like, if there is a concern about them being super similar, even though technically like their gimmicks are very different, it's just the way that they look that apparently we have to pretend like, they're super similar.
Sarah, all blonde women look the same. Did you not know this?
Apparently.
As a blonde woman yourself, didn't you not know this? That all blonde women are the same?
Apparently.
Come on.
I would also say, and yes, people pick and choose. And it's fine. Like Tiffany doesn't have to be your cup of tea. You can totally like Blake instead. I just think that, there's just no room to be saying they can't both be in WWE and thrive just because they look similar. Like that's just ridiculous. But I will say that my other lemon, and I know you're not going to have much to say about this, but I'm kind of questioning the timing of Pat McAfee's absence because he's, caught up in a controversy that he started himself because he got involved and started to regurgitate a rumor that was not true, that severely harmed a college girl's reputation to the point of now she's like suing. And 5 months later, he decided to apologize on the Pat McAfee show. However, I believe he apologized more so to her father than to her, or to the father that he was alleging she was sleeping with. And I just wonder if he really was exhausted and that's why he was taking a break, or maybe WWE is like, okay, you're getting way too much like negative press that we kind of don't want you involved right now. Like, let's go. You take a break. Maybe once things chill out a bit, then you can come back. But as a woman, as a fan, like as a female fan of wrestling and of a lot of male dominated spaces like football or professional wrestling, I'm tired of this kind of stuff just being brushed over, or like just we're supposed to just ignore it or act like it's totally normal, and it's not. And so like for me, I already wasn't a fan of McAfee, and I'm not, I don't watch his show, so I didn't really
Yeah.
know about this controversy until it was like brought up again.
Mhm.
I don't want this around, because it's like we're not far off from him potentially saying something or doing something inappropriate like that with the women and WWE. So if you're willing to do that on your show because it's like funny and it's a gimmick and it's a shtick or whatever, it's like,
Mhm.
no, I don't want that around. So like, I don't know. I'm just curious about, again, like I said, the timing of it. And I feel like WWE has been totally fine without him. In fact, I think that him and Cole and Corey have been awesome. So for my 2 cents, I would prefer if that continues moving forward, because I'm just over it with McAfee. Like this is just another reason why I'm just like, I'm over it. Like, and then he also was trying to use the fact that he's a girl dad, that somehow like means fucking anything in this situation. It's like, actually, first of all, everybody has a woman in their life, because I don't know if you know this, but you're birthed by a woman. So it's like this whole idea that because you have a daughter somehow means that like you're more sensitive to stuff that happens with women is just ridiculous, because it's like it's just like one of those things where it's like, well, I have a black friend, so it's like that doesn't mean you're not
What
fucking
was
racist. You know what I mean? Like,
when whoever had the comment last week or 2 weeks ago about Victoria Crawford being Tessa Blanchard's like, "Oh, this is my black friend," type of thing was
yeah.
so funny. And
But
after Slammiversary, it's even funnier.
it's like the equivalent though of being like, oh,
And
I'm
then,
sorry that I said this like misogynistic, disgusting stuff about this girl, accusing her of sleeping with her boyfriend's father, but I'm a girl dad, so like I get, like, what? That doesn't mean
mhm,
anything. Because if it did mean something, you wouldn't have said it in the first place, right? Because
correct.
you wouldn't want somebody saying that about your daughter. Like
Boo,
that's not a thing. That's
boosh, canoe,
just,
Sarah.
yeah.
It's frustrating. I would like to see Pat McAfee back soon, but it is football season approaching.
I
His talents are more suited for the gridiron at the
but
moment. Corey Graves is also knocking it out of the park. So
yeah.
that's another reason why I'm not complaining.
I
So
would argue also that I'm seeing more negative things being said about McAfee by like majority of wrestling fans now. Like, I'm not saying that everybody
no,
agrees
no,
with me.
no.
I'm not saying that,
I'm
but
with you.
there's
Yeah.
definitely been an uptick over the past like 6 or so months of people complaining about McAfee's commentary. So I don't know that there's that many people that are sitting there like chomping at the bit waiting for him to come back. So like I
Mhm.
feel like that's going to be something that WWE is going to notice. Even if they do like McAfee and they do want him back full time, and this was him taking a break because of exhaustion, whatever it is, I think that they need to take notice of that, because the ones that are complaining the most are the ones that sit at home and watch it every week. So they're the ones that are listening to the commentary. Like the reaction that
Mhm.
he might get in person doesn't match the people who are actually having to listen to him. So I think they need to take that into account. Not saying he needs to be fired,
No, no, no.
but they're also loudly vocalizing their support for Corey Graves. So that is something you should also take into account, because again, we're listening to Graves. His reaction from the live crowd might not be as loud as McAfee's, but again, how much does that matter when the live crowd cannot hear commentary?
I can't. One day I
Remember
hope
when they
to,
used
but
to be able to, though? Do you remember
yeah.
that? You used to be able to buy the headphones and listen
I
to
actually
commentary
didn't.
when you didn't know that? Okay, that was
No, I
my
knew that because you
oh,
told me it, but I never got to experience
I
that.
didn't either. But it was like the 2010s era of
Mhm.
Raw. Like they were like, "Oh
Oh,
yeah,
I
you can buy the
wasn't.
headphones and like listen to commentary." And I was like, "Nah, I'm good," because I'm like, I don't want to pay for that. No way.
Fuck that.
And I was like, I don't want to listen to the King. I don't want to listen to him talk about puppies and shit. No.
No, the puppies commentary is not for you. That's catered towards my demographic, but we
Yeah.
don't have to do with that anymore. Let's travel around the Wrestleverse now, Sarah. Not a lot of topics today. We'll definitely have more next week as we gear up for SummerSlam. next Saturday and Sunday
Mm-hmm.
from MetLife Stadium. So we will be talking about all that stuff and probably a lot more. I'll start with this being the big one. It is the main topic of the day. Hulk
Mm-hmm.
Hogan passes away this morning at the age of
Crazy.
71 with a heart attack. Sarah, I don't know what it is, but the past 2 times a wrestler has died, you have been the one to tell me.
Who was the
Because
one
I
before
was
this?
Bray Wyatt.
Oh, I didn't know if I told you somebody. Oh yeah, no, I know. I called you about Bray.
Yeah, I thought you were joking. Like I thought, that was weird. But now,
Well, because I
today.
didn't know how to tell you because it
No
wasn't.
shit.
You know what I mean? That's why I was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
like, are you
God.
busy?" And you're like, "No," and I'm like, "Are you sitting?" And you were like,
That's where I was like, what do
"What?"
you like? Where the hell is this going?
It's just because like I knew that it was a big deal,
Mhm,
and so I wanted to tell you before you saw it on the internet, and that's why I was
mhm.
like, "No, I have to tell you, like, Bray Wyatt," you know? And it's like, but with
And
this, it's not the same because I obviously I
one
know
is
your feelings on
71 and the
Hogan.
other, one is
Yeah.
71, the other is
Yeah.
36 maybe or
Yeah,
younger
yeah,
than
yeah,
that.
yeah. Mhm.
So yeah, Hulk Hogan died today of a cardiac arrest this morning. And I'm not gonna lie, um, I was shocked.
Yeah.
There were a lot of rumors circulating over the past few weeks about his health.
But they
If he
denied
was,
it. Him and his wife came out and denied it too.
everyone denied it. Jimmy
Yeah.
Hart denied it. So to me, I was like, all right, whatever. Can't really trust everything you see on the internet to begin with.
Right.
And then, you get the TMZ link that Hulk Hogan has died. And, the internet's going to be the internet. The IWC is going to be the IWC. They're going to post their memes. They're going to post all the negativity about him. And, I feel some of that, but that's not my place here on the show to bring that up and harp on. What I will say about Hulk Hogan in the most positive way possible is that Hulk Hogan revolutionized pro wrestling. Sarah, you and I would not be here having our little talk show, little wrestling show without the impact of Hulk Hogan. So for that, I'm thankful, and we'll always respect Hulk Hogan. Keep that in
Yeah,
mind.
no, that's what I was talking about when you were away. I was saying like people are having a really hard time. I guess I would say separating Hulk Hogan from Terry Bollea.
Correct.
Because and Hulk Hogan, the character is not
But it
perfect,
morphed.
obviously.
That was it morphed
Yeah.
into
But obviously, has been involved in many controversies over the years, and even most recently with his political views and the affiliation of him with some other controversial people, and obviously that resulted in the last time that he was on WWE television, he was getting booed out the building, which is like kind of sad, but like it is what it is. But yeah, I think that I mean I understand why people have a hard time separating the character from the man, or like his impact on wrestling from the negative impact that he had like as a human in a lot of ways. But I feel like it's kind of, I don't know, I don't mean this as strongly as it might sound, but I feel like it's so disingenuous to not credit him or acknowledge the impact that he had on professional wrestling, simply because obviously he did some terrible things, he said some terrible things, whatever, and I'm not condoning any of that. But like you said, he revolutionized professional wrestling. He like brought professional wrestling into the mainstream. He was a huge part of pop culture. Like, why do you think it was a TMZ story? 50, 60 years after he debuted in professional wrestling, like it's because he was still a relevant figure, because people still know Hogan for wearing the red and yellow and taking your vitamins and, being a real American. Like people still know him for that.
Yeah.
I believe he's on the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestlers because of the just everything that he did for the sport. But yeah,
You have to put him on a Mount Rushmore. Like that's my thing. Is that like I want to not, and I have, I think, been on this show or another show.
No, we were talking about it off air, and I
It was
out.
off air. That's what it was.
I called you out on it.
You did. No, you did. And like I don't want to personally wrestling.
No, I
like,
get it.
But he is, and
Yeah.
if that's a way to remember Hulk Hogan, then that's the way it should be.
Mhm.
Not of everything that happened, post 2000, we'll say.
Yeah.
But remember him for storming down the entrance ramp in the red and yellow with real American blasting, telling you to eat your vitamins, say your prayers.
Mhm.
That's what made wrestling or people become wrestling fans. So many of the people that I would say you and I aspire to in the WrestleMedia verse, the older heads, they were heavily influenced by Hulk
Oh
Hogan.
yeah. Yeah.
They're so you can't take away his impact, and that's where I'm gonna end my rant about it.
Yeah.
Because like I still listen to Real American when it comes on shuffle. I love Voodoo Child, because of that.
Well, and I
I
still say
love
brother.
he's a
you
brother.
pull out
Like
the Hulk, you bring out the Hulk impression every now and then.
everyone loves a good Hulk Hogan impression.
Yeah.
Like he did do good for professional wrestling, and
And
I
can't
want
not acknowledge the NWO
and acknowledge
impact
it.
either.
It legitimately, the NWO it also revolutionized.
The NWO walked so DX could run. Okay.
I'd agree with that. Okay.
I've
Okay.
always said that.
No, I know,
without
but
the
the way you
NWO,
said
there'd be
that.
no DX. So
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing is like, people are, I saw in the chat, Big Jim saying that people are, celebrating his death. Some of that is just going to be for clicks and likes and views and whatever. There are people who just feel that way, and whatever. I don't agree with that. I feel like, I don't, that's not my thing. I don't do that unless you're like a terrible, awful, disgusting human being, like that caused a lot of
way worse.
Whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
I do.
But yeah, the impact that he made, I think, deserves to be acknowledged, and I'm sure it will on SmackDown and on Raw. So
it will. They're going to do something for him. You absolutely have to. It feels like. Let me see.
And hopefully the fans are respectful. Like, I kind of hope that if they do a video package or something on SmackDown, that we can't hear the audience, because
let's mute it.
They boo. I don't
you're
want
good.
to. It's just like, I mean, I get it. There's plenty of reasons to not like him, but like, it's like when people booed a video package of John Cena, and they were showing like how he had granted, I don't remember at the time how many wishes for Make-A-Wish, and it was during the Hall of Fame, and he was getting booed during it. And I'm like, just not the time and place, guys. Like, we're talking about kids' dying wish was to meet John Cena. Like, we don't boo that.
No.
We're just talking about a video
step out of the WrestleVerse
to memorialize Hulk Hogan after his death. Like, I don't know that we need to boo that. No. I don't know. That's just me, but
Big Jim has a good comment here. We need to enjoy life because we're going to pass away too. Damn right.
Yep.
Damn right.
And we're all imperfect. Okay. So again, I'm not condoning Hulk Hogan. He said some disgusting things.
But no, we don't speak ill of the dead.
No, I don't want. Just like we weren't fans, but like I can acknowledge, he was a third of one of my favorite factions of all time. So I can't not acknowledge
I used to hit a leg drop or two. All right. And that
you haven't told my nephew, by the way, because he's been wrestling Hulk Hogan a lot. So we haven't told him yet.
I just thought of something really diabolical you could do. So after he wrestles with the Hulk Hogan buddy, wrestle buddy or next, and he beats him, you should like hide it on him and say like he's dead. Like you beat him.
Well, the thing is like I already kind of say it. Like I say that when someone's getting beat up, and I was like, oh, he did. Like I say it like that. I'm like, oh, he did. And so he's been saying that. Like we were watching WrestleMania 2000 yesterday.
Oh, great one.
Yeah, and we were watching the ladder match for the tag titles, and so it was like, Jeff does whatever, and I was like, oh, he did. And then my nephew just keeps saying like, oh, he's dead. He's dead, but like he thinks that I'm being serious. Like he doesn't understand what I'm saying.
He
So I'm
doesn't
like,
get it. It's like
I'm like, yeah, we
sorry.
can't
Oh
say that.
my
Sorry, not anymore.
mentioned Jeff Hardy, so let's talk about some TNA Slammiversary. Sarah, I said that I would have some choice words
Yeah.
about this, and I do.
Why am I not getting?
Here, all right. I have my prediction sheet with everything. I'm going old school. All right. I'm gonna go down the list here. All right, kind of, because the inspiration. I didn't watch that match, and I watched the entire pay per view. It was on the pre-show. The
Oh,
inspiration verse, Ash by Elegance, or the Elegance brand.
oh, and they won, didn't they?
And they won.
The
I
Elegance
was kind of upset, but I saw the backstage segment that they had afterwards. This thing isn't over, so all right, I'll let it play out type of thing. But I do want the inspiration to win the tag team titles at some point. The show started. What match did it start with? I forget. I think it started with Tessa and Indy. And yeah, it did. It did start with Tessa and Indy.
I saw mixed reactions to that match too.
It was fine. I think
People were just like coming for Indy because they thought it was like rough, but
I don't think Indy should have won, but I mean,
you know,
I think Tessa Blanchard should be launched into any title picture.
she's so
hateable.
It's
she's
such
so good.
Well, she's like the Logan Paul of TNA now. It's like people hate
her,
the person,
yes.
you know? But that's
They
the thing
hate
is
her.
like it's such a tricky spot to be in, I feel like, for TNA, because obviously they brought her in for a reason. And I don't think that they were anticipating the reaction that she gets. Like they knew she was a controversial person. They knew her past. They can't not know. But do you try to capitalize on that? Or which in some ways people feel like it's ruining or it's hurting their reputation, because it's like the things that she's been accused of are pretty gross. I mean,
they're pretty bad.
We were just talking about Hogan, you know.
No, I can't defend what she did, but
right. So that's the thing is like, do you capitalize on that? Because obviously she's not a draw in like the positive way, but like she gets a reaction, or is it bad to keep trying to do that because of the things that she's involved in? It's like, do you really want to platform that? So that's the thing. It's like, that's got to be rough.
It does. I came into my mini fandom for Tessa Blanchard after she came back and feuded with Jordan Grace. I heard everything that was said about her, obviously. I'm like, who the hell is she? Like, she sucks, yada, yada. And then I watched a match with Jordan Grace and Sara. She may not be a positive draw, but fans are going to go to chant what they chant and then watch her put on close to a 5-star performance. She is very gifted in the ring, so I will give her that. I mean, for God's sake, she's the first and only female world heavyweight champion in TNA history, like crazy. So
this is true. I do think she's the first one to ever get a
I've never heard of that. I will give you that. I've not heard a she's a racist or he's a racist chant.
Yeah.
In my 26 years of fandom.
Imagine being her too. Like, I'm not trying to defend her at all, because obviously she's been accused of saying some pretty terrible things. I mean, I think she's also admitted to saying it. But that's got to be kind of like rough, because it's loud. Even though TNA audiences are minuscule compared to WWE.
No, but it's compact.
It's loud.
Yeah,
you can't ignore it. And it's not just like a few fans. It's a lot. It's got to be distracting.
No, it is. Like, unbelievable. Slater Moose, I think, would be my match of the night. That was absolutely incredible. Hold on. I jumped ahead.
Also, did you see that Slater said he did not know that AJ was going to come out?
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Give the kid all the flowers. And we talked about
that says a lot.
How it does say a lot. We talked about here how all wrestlers who grew up watching wrestling, they say that they watch WWE. You'll bring up some Japan, but it's mainly WWE. And we haven't had that batch of rookies or newcomers come up and say, I'm here because of AEW.
Yeah.
Leon Slater is the only person that I have had a legit case for. I mean, TNA kind of threw it in our face, but the vignette of him saying I wanted to be a wrestler because of TNA and him starting at 9 years old, going across Europe and England. And I even heard of Leon Slater before he signed with TNA from his finishing move, a Swanton 450.
Crazy.
How is it even possible? And then you watch the man do it and other high risk maneuvers. You're captivated by him. That match was top tier. All right. I recommend anyone going back to watch that. I gave praise to Slater in that match. Moose is a beast. I compared him yesterday on the house show to the Hulk because he's massive. You don't get Moose angry. But the thing that people forget about the Hulk is that he has hops. He can jump. He's elusive just because he's this massive being. That's what Moose is. So, and then the only thing I have to say about Ali Alexander is that the finish was phenomenal. For Tasha Steele, I think it is, to take Alexander's finishing move, the lumbar shack, where it's a suplex and he flips you over into a backstabber type of thing. Oh my God. Unbelievable. That was unbelievable. Shocked about JC and Masha. I legitimately did not believe that they were going to put the belt on JC Jane. As I mentioned on Monday, Tuesday, she definitely deserves it. I just did not expect TNA to have both their world champions be NXT superstars. It was not on my bingo card for 2025.
Yeah, and I think that's why it's there's some fair criticism for the show, just in that regard, because they did go from one extreme to the other, which I said earlier this week when I said they were having these title matches and nothing was happening.
Yeah. Oh. You're cut out. Sorry, you're frozen. You're frozen. Let it go. Let it go. There she goes. There she goes. There she goes again. She calls my name. Great song. Sarah's still not here. We will need to connect their mic camera before you can add them to the stream. Still loading. We'll get back to her in a second. I'm going to talk about the Hardys. Well, should I? Yeah. Well, Sarah's blank here. What's going on? What's going on, Sarah gal? What are we doing? All right. Well, while Sarah keeps loading, I'm going to continue to talk about this show. Whoever is here, let me know. Talk about Masha, Ali, the Hardys. All right, that match was phenomenal as well. The only thing I have to say about that, you are just a spinning circle. Now you left. All right. Salute to Top Dollar, Sarah's favorite wrestler, for taking that scary spot. Yeah, Top Dollar, dude. AJ Francis, that's someone who has really reinvented himself in TNA. He's someone that has went from jobber status to penthouse status. There you are.
Sorry.
Nah, you're good. I was just talking about AJ Francis being someone that went from being jobber to main event picture type of thing. Who just texted me? Where's my phone? So I just saw a message pop up asking if my uncle just texted asking if you and I were recording a special on the Hulkster today.
Oh, you're no, a segment, but
we're doing a segment. We're bringing them up.
Yeah. No, there are better tributes out there than we can give.
Yeah. We'll have those. We'll have that day come. There'll be a wrestler that we will have.
Well, we had like a long one dedicated to Bray.
I think that was the only thing we talked about on the Bray one.
And I was crying.
Yeah. All right. I kind of have my thought. I said my thoughts on Monday about Trick and Santana and all that.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I'll reiterate here is that Mike Santana better fucking win at Bound for Glory. Okay, he better win in Lowell,
He probably is. They've got to bring at least one title back.
They do. One title needs to come back to TNA, because this person might be leaving TNA and NXT bound. As I mentioned, Tessa Blanchard opened the show, and then she was not there for the rest of the show. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She was kicked out of the building after attacking ringside backstage correspondent Gia Miller, I think her name is. She went out to ringside to interview Indy Hartwell about the win, and then Tessa Blanchard went nuclear and went after Indy, then went after Gia Miller, like holding her face on the steel steps and punching. Security comes out. Santino Marella, being the director of authority, gets in Tessa Blanchard's face. Is like, that is way over the line. You can't be doing that. Tessa does not give a single fuck, Sarah. Just not a single care in the world of what Santino has to say. Mm-hmm. Santino's sick of it. She even throws this is the badge. Like, she just says one of these, like, what does your badge do? Type of thing. And he's like, I'm sick of this shit. And he calls security over. Security guard picks her up, brings her out of the building. Later on in the evening, right before the main event, Santino announces that Tessa Blanchard is suspended indefinitely, which a lot of people are alluding to now that she is NXT bound.
I don't want it.
Really?
I don't want it. Because we were just talking about controversies, and I don't know. I don't see a way for WWE to spin this in a positive way, especially when we're talking about race issues, right? And like, WWE is still involved in controversies regarding race, and there are people who even talk about it still because of like the way that some of the Black women in WWE are treated. There are people who were just talking about it recently, with like Bianca, Jade, Naomi, whatever. And then obviously there is the pattern of not really making Black male wrestlers champion, or whatever. So this feels like an extra thing that they would be seeming to be okay with by bringing her in. And I just don't, again, like I said, when we're talking about it in regards to TNA, capitalizing on that does not feel like something that WWE is in a position to try to do at this point. There are people who have an issue with other things when it comes to race and gender and whatever in WWE. And I don't know that bringing somebody in who's getting "she's a racist" chant is something that you would want to deal with. Like, that type of negativity is not something that I would want. She's sure than shit not going to want to be on Netflix. Netflix is not going to be like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know that even USA Network or the CW is going to be like, yeah, we're CW cool with that. You know what I mean? Might.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I mean, TBS had an issue with Mark Briscoe.
I just feel, I don't know that she's like, I don't even know if she were even like a really, really, really good, oh my God, she's so good, that would be worth it. Like, it's not like WWE is not in a position to need a woman in their division so bad that you could try to overlook or gloss over her controversial past. Like, and then you also are talking about like, she's going to be in a locker room with Black women, and it's like, are they going to be comfortable? And it's not even just Black women. There's going to be a lot of other women, like, I'm a white woman and what she said has nothing to do with me, but it offends me because
Mhm.
like I'm not okay with that type of behavior, and I don't know that you want to risk losing your locker room over bringing a girl in like this, because that's asking a lot of people to sign off on this as well, and I don't think that's fair to the people who are in your company already. You're basically pushing them aside for this girl, and I don't know, that doesn't make a lot of sense in my eyes.
I could see her doing it as trying to revamp her image,
She
that type
doesn't
of
really
thing.
seem like that.
Maybe WWE should give it worth
I
a
don't know.
shot. It's worth a
I don't
shot.
know. I
We'll
think
have
it
to
would take a
see.
lot of convincing. But I also don't. If they brought her to NXT and she gets like immediate like she's a racist chant, you're done. Like
Yeah, I think it might.
you gotta let that go. Because you do not want that's gonna go everywhere.
Oh, it's going viral
WWE is a way bigger brand than TNA, and those videos go
astronomically.
blow up. Can you imagine the viralness of a WWE video with that chant?
Oh my! It would fucking
Bad.
move viral.
Yeah.
I want to bring this up. I saw this that select theaters are screening WWE SummerSlam both
Mhm.
next weekend, not this weekend, next weekend.
We talked about this
I
recently.
know, Sarah. That's why I'm bringing it up right now, is because we had the idea that theaters should be doing certain screenings like this when it comes to anything in pop culture. You
Mhm.
have this event happening right now. I mean, outside of the Wrestleverse, Love Island. Do you know how many restaurants and bars in Boston were doing Love Island watch parties to get people in the door? This seems like an automatic moneymaker
Mhm.
for
I
a
think
theater.
this is going to be a good test to see how it goes,
Yes,
because when I looked, there's only one theater even remotely close to me that's doing it. And I think it's like still like 35-45 minutes away from me. I'm not going because I'm like, I'll just watch it home.
correct.
But it's like if there was one down the road or something, I
Mhm.
might like check it out just to be like, oh, okay. Because just being with other wrestling fans, even though you can't be at the show, like that could be fun. So I'm really interested to see like the reaction of this and how it goes across the country, and if that's going to be something that's like, oh, if it goes well enough, are they going to continue it? Are they going to put maybe some more incentive into going?
Mhm.
Because like right now you can watch from the comfort of your own couch,
Oh, yeah.
but they might do something that's like makes you want to go to the theater to see it.
Mhm. It's like mm, watching it with other wrestling fans. Yeah, you're supposed like it's not there, but you're there. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
get to experience that, and it's something that's like unique. I feel like than any other
Yeah.
sport or event. That
Mhm.
they're just like you just want to be there to watch a show,
Mhm.
and you're just as invested.
Well,
I
because
love that.
it is a different dynamic when you're around other fans as opposed to just watching it at home. Like
Yeah.
we had
Oh,
fun watching
absolutely.
Mania at the Hard Rock, even though it was just night one, but it was still fun because it was like you still got live reactions and you were with
Yeah.
other people and you could high five them, you could boo. Like
Mm-hmm.
that does take it to a different level that feels like you said, feels like you're there, but you're not there.
Yeah. Like I have the image in my head forever of Paul taking the chair, it freezing,
Oh,
and
I
then
know.
and then he comes back to live television and Roman's on the ground.
Yeah.
The entire audience is booing and Michael Cole is saying, "Paul Heyman, you sick son of a bitch," or something. Like
Yeah, we were like, all right, well, I
I
guess he turned on Roman too.
like it was unbelievable.
The
Like it
timing
was
of that
just
was
guys, God does have a sense of humor. So I want to see more events like this. I hope this does lead to something, that becomes more of a thing because it's cool. Yeah, Cody Rhodes, a lot of talk about him turning heel. When do we think it's going to happen? Do we see it in the near future, or is this more after the John Cena retirement tour?
I think it has to go after John Cena. I understand people are talking about like, oh, it's going to be a double turn at SummerSlam and I think the reason why is because we kind of have seen a little bit more of an aggressive attitude, I guess you could say, from Cody recently. But I think because we assume he's going to be leaving for a little bit to film that movie. So that, again, does not feel like a good time to turn him and then he's gone like that. Because I feel like Cody turning is going to be a big deal when it happens.
It is.
Even though it's not the same magnitude as John Cena turning heel. WWE audiences that were reintroduced, or a lot of people were introduced to blonde Cody Rhodes, like that's going to be a huge deal to them. And so I think that there is a way to hold off on that. I don't think we need to see it at SummerSlam, especially because there's still something to do with Cena, and it feels like Cena turning back babyface is going to be a big thing, and I don't know that Cody needs to get involved in that by turning. I do think the title can be involved in Cody turning heel, though. It could be this way of him like trying to fight to get the title back, like makes him an angry, vengeful guy. And that's the way that he turns heel, because he'll literally do anything to get that title back. I think that's the way they can go about it, but we're not there yet. This is his first rematch for the title since losing it. And so that feels like extreme to get hit to that point already.
Yeah, I can see that. I want more like I don't want to see it just yet.
And I think that I think they need to go off of the fans as well. There is a potential time where the fans will turn on him.
They're going to, but they haven't yet.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that they're going to.
No, they will.
I think it's possible. But you also have to be careful with that, because you don't want to turn someone heel when the audience wants them to be heel. You know what I mean?
That's just pandering. But like,
yeah, so that's the thing. They have to be careful that I feel like it needs to be something that we're not prepared for. Like, you think it might happen, but you don't know when it's going to happen, and like the timing of it is crazy. I think they need to do that, because you don't want to run into the situation that like Seth and the Bronsons are running into, where they're not really getting booed, but you want them to be booed. I think Cody's,
they're too cool to be booed.
Yeah, so I think Cody's turn needs to be like, it needs to be a big deal. It needs to be presented in a more like violent-ish way, or like angry way, because I think people need to buy into that. Like, you need to convince people to boo him that aren't just children, because children will boo him like in 2 seconds, because they're gonna be like, oh my God, what happened to my guy? But I don't know. I'd also be interested to know if he like if he dyes his hair again. That will be fun.
See, that's what Big Jim said.
Yes, because that's the thing, is like, he doesn't have to. I would almost be interested to see blonde heel Cody. Because some of you guys, okay, you weren't around for his first run in WWE. You should not get to experience like dark hair heel Cody. Because people are acting like he's never been a heel in his life. Guys. He was literally a heel, like basically his entire WWE run before he left. Stardust was a babyface at first, but then they kind of turned him because he turned on Goldust. But yeah, everything that he did, he wasn't supposed to be liked. So I don't know why people are acting like, I don't know if he can do it. Of course he can fucking do it. Like, hello. Dashing and undashing were great. Legacy was great.
But
I mean, this man feuded with Rey Mysterio over his mask, okay?
He did.
He did. Undashing was so good. You had to be there.
You did. You really did.
He said I was ugly, and that was good. That was good times.
That's incredible, Sarah.
Yeah, gave me his people gave me a paper bag, although I was begging for it. My friend and I were like begging for it. We had our arms out. We were like, please say we're ugly. Tell us we're ugly. You know, I was
I'm
like,
ugly and I'm proud.
Yes, exactly.
That's so funny. Yeah, you won. Let's bring this up to bring us home into the 3 count.
Oh, yeah.
Travis Scott apparently no longer involved with WWE. Sarah, what's going on here?
Yeah, so obviously he was involved with the WrestleMania angle at Elimination Chamber and Mania, and people were pissed about it because they were like, why is this rapper and first of all, he's controversial. Let's not forget about the Astro World shit, okay? And there's a documentary that just came out about it, detailing about just how bad it was and just how negligent Travis Scott and his team were. Okay, so the bad publicity, I was just like, all right, you guys do not need this. Like, you do not need to be associating yourself with somebody like this, okay? But anyway, people were pissed about his involvement in it. And then we learned about, oh, he's training. So he's training. He's going to be involved in something. Like, there was even talk about him potentially being involved in SummerSlam. And people were not thrilled about it. And then Triple H said something in the last press conference. I have no idea even what was said, but it seemed to hint at Travis is not around. And now there's reports about, like, yeah, there was kind of like a falling out between WWE and Travis Scott because he wasn't taking training seriously or whatever it may be. So it looks like, at least for the time being, we're not going to see him around either. And people are happy about it. And I would say that this goes along with Dwayne not being involved. Travis Scott never should have been involved in the first place. They were trying really hard
They
to
were
do
really, yeah.
celebrity crossover, but they gave way too much, like, space for Travis Scott. I mean, the fact that he's the reason that, what was it? Was it at Elimination Chamber? Like, he's, or whatever it was.
What, the heel turn?
One of the,
Elimination
no, when
Chamber.
he came out and he was like, helped Cena. What was that? Backlash?
Mania.
No, was it?
You
Okay,
ruined
whatever.
the main event
Yeah,
of
when he
Mania.
came out with the title and he was like smoking weed. Was that Mania?
I don't know if he was smoking weed at Mania.
No,
I
I
thought
think
that
he
was with Jay. No, that was Jay Uso that he came out with the title. And
Okay,
he smoked
whatever.
weed.
I think he had a blunt in his mouth. But anyway, regardless,
I
like,
wouldn't- I
it
would-
was just very confusing or whatever. So at least now it seems like, okay, WWE has maybe learned their lesson and we're not going to see it. I wish that they had learned their lesson, you know, I don't know, before he was involved in an Elimination Chamber and given our guy Cody like a black eye or whatever. But
it busted eardrum.
yeah. But I guess, you know, better late than never. I mean, I don't know.
It's time for.
Hey, you know what? I have one thing to say. They don't trust Scott, but they trust Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll is actually training, though.
I'm not talking any shit or even any positivity about Jelly Roll at this point. I want to see it unfold, and then I will give my.
I'm going to give him
total
credit for
stance.
taking it seriously and
I
respecting
will
the
say that,
business
though.
enough that
Yes.
he's actually doing that. I'll give him that. You know, like, if Travis, I'm not going to, I don't like Travis Scott. I don't respect him necessarily, but like, if we knew that he was actually training, like really training and wanting to honor the sport, you know, like, I couldn't get mad about that. But the fact that he couldn't even take it seriously enough for like a month, like, or even a couple weeks, that tells you everything.
Like, come on. Yeah, like, come on. Oh, Jay was around for Ted Legacy too, so that's good to see.
Yeah, Legacy was good times.
All right, just a little quick 1, 2, 3 count to end the show. Sarah, lightning round. What is, in your opinion, the best wrestling chant?
I don't know.
What's your favorite?
I don't think I have a favorite.
You don't like a holy shit? Holy shit.
No, because it's overused now.
You think holy shit's overused? Okay.
Oh, I think it's over, or like, this is awesome. Like,
I hate that. No,
what the
that's
fuck?
mine. No, that's mine. I don't like this is awesome because it's overused.
I think we're getting to a point where holy shit is getting overused also, because it's like, oh wow, he just like threw a guy through the announce table. Why are we saying holy shit? We just saw that on Raw last week too. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
we've had that. I will say we've been desensitized.
Yeah, it's like certain things. Like, I think something that deserves like a holy shit is like when Chelsea was at the top of the ladder and got pushed through the table at Money in the Bank last year. That is something, right? And it's like, yeah, that warrants a holy shit chant because it's a year later and I still remember it.
Yeah,
but when we're talking about like, wow, Braun Strowman just speared a guy through the barricade, brother, we saw it a week before by Bronson Reed. Why are we saying holy shit? You know what I mean? Like,
that's the beauty of it.
I don't know. I guess, you know what? I would say maybe the AJ Styles chants, phenomenal, by the French crowd. Love that. And I would say the ones when they're singing to Bailey. I always
That
look
one, I like that
forward
one.
to the European crowd singing to Bailey.
I heard that one. I would
I
also
love
add
the
in
AJ one
for
too.
me.
They were like phenom, or whatever it is. I like that one too.
Oh, there's a Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, but this one for AJ is good too.
Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
They've done it with Roman now, but it will forever be better with Cody Rhodes. Is mine. House call. Sara, I'm doing the underground thing now, and as collaboration with us and them. Sara, I want to let you know, okay? I stood on business yesterday.
Were people shitting on Finn Balor?
No.
Okay,
See,
okay.
Let's.
I was gonna start to lose my shit.
No. No one was shitting on him. No.
Okay.
So you have callers, calling in and asking questions and whatnot, and I was segueing from one message to another, and the thought, I don't know how I thought of it, but I was scrolling on Facebook and reading something, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna bring this up on the show. And it was brought up that Finn Balor might be the most important person in pro wrestling at this moment, because he created the Bullet Club.
Yep.
Without the Bullet Club, you don't have the Elite.
Mm-hmm.
Without the Elite, you don't have AEW. And without AEW, you don't have the, we'll say, increased efforts. And, I will say the boom that came with WWE. Maybe you have some sort of change or whatnot because of Vince, and like that obviously feels inevitable, but the way that they've gone about it and the, just amazing the great product that they're putting out right now, week in and week out, the record sellout crowds and all that, I don't think happens without AEW or just even TNA.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of resurgence, but Finn Balor creating the Bullet Club basically is all of that, and he's trained Becky Lynch.
Yeah, he created the first wrestling school in Ireland. That's another.
Yes, that is a huge thing. And what was it like? He's been in all these important moments in wrestling history, and he's so underappreciated.
Well, also look at how many stars were created because of the Bullet Club.
Oh my God.
I mean, AJ Styles would not have, I'm not saying that he wouldn't have, but he probably would not have had as iconic of a New Japan run if he were not in the Bullet Club.
Okay. The way you worded that, okay.
Yeah.
The way you worded that,
I'm not saying he wouldn't have thrived in New Japan, but it wouldn't be as iconic, I feel like, if he weren't a part of the Bullet Club. Then we also have Gallows and Anderson. We have Tama Tonga. Like, there are so many people that became huge in Japan because of their association of the Bullet Club. And then that just the impact of that in WWE, the paying homage to the NWO. Like, a lot of groups have been formed because of the influence of the Bullet Club, and look at how many different ideations of the Bullet Club have come in indie wrestling, and like the way that the t-shirt and the logo has been modified for other things. Like, the Bullet Club still exists today, and Finn Balor has been away for over 10 years. So look at the
Bullet Club after.
I've been screaming about this forever. People just, that's the thing, is like, people disregard what Finn did, first of all, in NXT Black and Gold, but especially what he did before he went to WWE. Like, they don't know about Prince Devitt. Like, they just don't know about that. And I get it. We're far removed from that. But just because, he's not on top of the world in WWE does not take away from the influence that he's had in wrestling, the people that he's helped create because of what he's done, whether creating a school or, the formulation of the Bullet Club. It also doesn't take away from the talent that he has, because this dude is a motherfucker in the ring. Let's be real. He's like one of the best all time. So shout out to you for giving him credit, because he does. Sarah, you're right. He does not get enough credit.
Sarah, that's what I'm saying. Come to the house. Leave a voicemail on the house phone.
I should just be like, Finn Balor.
You should
leave. I sent you a picture also from my memories on Facebook where I literally was like so excited when he got drafted to Raw.
You did. No, you were gooning hard. Sarah.
Oh,
over
that
him.
I have a lot of those on Facebook memories.
I mean,
Many of which are proposing
if
to
there's
him.
if there's anyone to do it to, type of
Yeah.
thing, you know what I mean? Like, not a bad choice.
Yeah.
Not a bad choice at all. Yeah, if you want to leave me any of the peeps here, I know Nathaniel. I want to hear from Nathaniel. I want to hear from Jay, and I want to hear from Alien Technology. The peeps here. Leave me a voicemail. Speakpipe.com/official house show. All right, Sarah, that means you too. All right, like we're just talking wrestling. All right, any way I can to get me out of where I am. You know where I want to be though. I want to be in the Nonsense Wrestling Federation, Sarah, because
I feel like
shit.
never leave anyway.
Listen, you. All right, we're
Your
trying.
life is the end of UF.
It really is. I mean, it's awesome though. They had the new downloadable content, so Penta's in the game now.
Mm-hmm.
Who
I saw
else
someone
did they
said
put
their
in?
first match when they downloaded Penta was against Io Sky. I saw that on Twitter.
That's
They
a
were like,
real
the
one.
first match I had for Penta.
Let
like
me
a
go
banger.
quick. Let me go quick to see who the. I don't know why I went this far, but who is new this time around? Oh, Bull Nucano, KSI. Oh, that was it. It was KSI, Bull Nucano, Penta, and New Jack.
Didn't they put Speed in too? iSpeed?
No, he's not in. Not in this
Oh.
one, at least. So, Sarah, I thought, okay, hold on. Let me just hold on. I gotta put. Oh, man. All right, I gotta put the recliner down so I can see the screen, because I can only see half of it. We're at Money in the Bank, Sarah. We did a little bit of reverse here in the Nonsense Wrestling Federation because that's what nonsense is. So I thought that we would go through the match card and then I'm going to fall asleep watching it because no one wants to watch it with me and listen to me commentate, Sarah. So I'm going to enjoy it. Okay. But if the peeps want to enjoy it, let's just get me 5 people, like sign a petition of some sorts. I'm telling you. But anyways, back to the topic. Here's what we got for a card right now. So it is an 8-match card. All right. There's no real location. We could think of a location for it, but I'm not there yet. We got the opening match on the card. It is Damian Priest defending his NWF championship against
who?
The Undertaker.
Oh, okay. You got muted or something.
Oh, I cut out. Okay. So yeah, The Undertaker.
Okay.
Damian Priest has Rhea in his corner. Undertaker is Kane.
Oh, geez.
I didn't do that. That was the Nonsense execs. That was my Nonsense creative team that did that. And I was like, you know what? I'll leave it. It's fine. It makes sense to me, at least. The next one up is Io Sky challenging for Rhea Ripley's NWF World. Or no, it would be, no, not NWF because it's the World. Her World Championship. Damian Priest. It's basically like back-to-back matches. We're just going to stay out there. No need for it. And then after that, we have the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Here's the thing, Sarah. I got really mad at my team. I got really mad at the Nonsense creative crew because they didn't put a Women's Money in the Bank ladder match on the card.
Rude.
What are we doing? Like,
it's
do you know how much talent? It's 2025. Do you know how much talent we have on the goddamn card? Both shows. All right. Like, so I said, fuck this. I'm taking over. And you wanted to hear what I created for a Women's Money in the Bank ladder match? I'll go in reverse order. Chelsea Green, Mercedes Moné.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Stephanie Vacour, Chyna, Trish Stratus, Kiana James. Or should I put in Fallon Henley? No, she's NXT. NXT. You're still there. Kiana James, Jordan Grace, and the best of the West. You can't forget
That's
about.
Right. That's right.
The bad gal, baby.
That's right.
You're gonna compete. All right.
Okay.
How you feeling? Are you feeling ready?
No, I'm not feeling good about my
All right,
chances.
why? Well, I mean, you do kind of have the card stacked against you with that All-Star card.
Yeah.
And then to break it up, because obviously it's going to be a high intense match, we got Green Goblin taking on Spider-Man. A tale as old as time, really.
Yep. Yeah.
After that, Bronson Reed challenges Gunther
Oh,
for the
jeez.
World Championship. No stipulation on that match, though.
You
I
don't
see
need it. That's a lot of
stipulation.
meat.
There's a lot of meat on that. After that, we do have Pretty Deadly defending the NWF Tag Team Championships
Mm-hmm.
against the Bikini Bottom Boys, SpongeBob and Patrick.
Oh my gosh.
Now, that does feel like it needs a stipulation.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay. All right. And then the second to last match, Charlotte Flair defending her Women's World Championship. Yeah, this would be the NWF Women's World Championship against Timeless Tony Storm.
That's not the last match, right?
It is not, because
okay.
we're
I
missing.
thought that's what you said. I was like, wait.
No, I was going to, but then I couldn't find a way to say it. Then we have the men's Money in the Bank match. Here's the thing, Sarah. I don't think we should have all these men in this match. Okay. I think there should be some exclusions. We'll say. Let me customize the participants. So right now we got Seth Rollins, Dirty Dom Mysterio, CM Punk, Karrion Kross, Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, Finn Balor, and Sami Zayn.
That's a lot of stars.
It's a lot of star power, but I'm kicking out Sami Zayn. We're going to put in a nonsense guy.
Fuck Sammy.
We're going to put in a nonsense guy. Oh, bad time to have to pee pits. I am going to put in MJF. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to put in MJF.
That's not super nonsense, though.
No, it is. It isn't. You're right. But, like, I think we should also get out, like, Karrion Kross hasn't been on television or NWF programming. Holy shit. So I'm going to put in instead someone who has, and that is Superman. Superman will be in the match. And then Dirty Dom, I'm leaving him in. I'm leaving that as it is.
All right.
So we're going to do that. Money in the Bank. And yes. So there we go. That is our match. And I will be doing that. So that's all we got. That's all we got for you guys here on the No Nights Off Super Show.
Also, 1 second. It's because I've been lazy. That's why. I will try to cut clips this weekend, though, so we can post more.
Sounds good. All right, we'll get that. Go hit subscribe button and bell notification to know every time we go live. Go follow us on TikTok at No Nights Off Show. Follow us on social media at SMarsh on Twitter for Sarah, and then at Patty Pitts for Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok as well. Leave me a voicemail over at the house phone of speakpipe.com/official house show. That's all we got. Thank you guys for tuning in. God bless. Remember, you can do it. All you got to do is try. See you next week.